Normally, at the start of a show, I'd give some scathing screed against religion to encourage people to call in and talk about their gods, but there have been some pretty heavy things in the news lately, and while this is a nonprofit organization, and so I, as a volunteer, am not allowed to name any specific politician or political party or whatever, I'd like to take this moment and this opportunity to talk to the people who have perhaps found themselves as affected as I have been by the state of the world and the state of the country lately. Learned helplessness is the term for the passive surrender of control when repeated failure begins to be perceived as inevitable. It's what happens when attempt after attempt after attempt produces nothing but negative outcomes and causes one to start to believe that those negative outcomes are completely out of their control. It's a phenomenon that's been experimentally demonstrated several times, like in the popular psychology class demonstration where one half of the class receives an easy puzzle and the other half is given an impossible, unsolvable puzzle. And after just a few minutes of watching half of the room seemingly solve what is obviously impossible, the students who think themselves to be failing will begin to consider themselves to be failures. And later on, when those same students are given the same easy puzzle as everyone else, they will consider it to be just as impossible as before. They won't even try because they know that they will fail. When I look around the world today, there are lots of reasons to feel helpless. Climate change is rampant, anti-intellectualism is on the rise, LGBT people are back in the political crosshairs, and immigrants of all kinds are stuck right along with them. Vaccination rates are decreasing, wealth inequality rates are skyrocketing, literacy rates are horrifyingly low, there are ongoing genocides in Gaza, Sudan, China, Congo, and ongoing violence and poverty all over the world. What can we do against such insanity? I can make some signs and go protest, but I have to buy the poster board from a big corporation like Amazon or Walmart, and I have to drive across town to do it, which burns a lot of gas. I can try to feed the homeless, but there are often laws against that, and any meat that I might give them contributes to factory farming. I can call my representatives and go out and vote, but the issues that matter most aren't popular enough to pass legislation on, and the best candidates on the ballot are certainly no angels. When we try and try again and again to make positive change in the world, only to be met with the same bullshit day in and day out. When we try to live in a more ethical way in one regard, only to find that we've been contributing to some atrocity in another regard. When bombings and school shootings and rampant institutional racism don't even make the news anymore. When every protest is met with violence, with no accountability, it is easy to learn helplessness, to begin to assume that those negative outcomes are inevitable and that there is no difference that you can make. And that is exactly what the most evil people in this world want you to feel. Hopeless people don't march. Hopeless people don't vote. Hopeless people don't build. Hopeless people don't donate. Hopeless people don't share ideas. Hopeless people don't stand up to the masked men raiding their communities. If repeated failure to stop the tides of terror can teach you to be helpless, then the rich and powerful don't have to lift a finger to stop you because you will stop yourself for them. You may feel hopeless right now, but I need you to know that you are not helpless. Your voice may shake, your body may break, but you are not as weak as they want you to believe. People just like you, the people on the bottom, the poor, the destitute, the hungry, the hopeless, have always been the ones to drive the world forward. No one of us can save this whole world, but every one of us can make a difference, and those differences add up faster than you can imagine. Holding community meetings at your community center, bringing aid to the protests, adding your bodies to the crowd and your voices to the chant, getting to know the people around you so that those in power can't convince you to distrust your neighbors. These are the actions that save the world in the long run. Each and every one of us has a decision to make every single day, and that decision is, what kind of difference am I going to make? Will it be positive, even a little bit? Will I make somebody smile today? Will I help somebody today? Will I stand up for someone today? Will I educate someone today? Will I clean up my little part of the world just a little bit today? Or will I simply not try and let the darkness creep in just a little bit further? So today, I am urging you, I am begging you to make the right choice. Make it again and again and again and again and again and again and again, because revolutions are not moments, they are habits. Kindness is not weakness, it is resistance. Compassion is not passive, it is power. Empathy is not sin, it is progress. And hope in the face of failure is not madness, it is defiance. Every act of love is an act of rebellion. So please keep your hope and your love alive, and do not let yourself learn to be helpless. Support your community, support charities, support each other, and we will get through this together.